The cravings feel like background noise. So they are still there when you see a Krispy Kreme commercial on TV, but the cravings become much more manageable. Again, your body, your brain isn't broken. It just needs a break from the chaos. If you're a guy over 40 and you can't stop reaching for sugar at night or mid-afternoon or, whenever stress hits, this video is for you because here's the truth no one's telling you. You're not weak, you're being manipulated. Case in point, no one's sneaking spoonfuls of white sugar out of the pantry. They're grabbing donuts and brownies and ice cream. That's not just a craving, that's a chemical engineering in action. In this video, I'll walk you through the real reasons you crave foods high in sugar and how to stop those cravings fast without trying to just rely on willpower or discipline alone. These are the exact strategies I use with my one-on-one clients to help reverse some pretty serious illnesses like type 2 diabetes and low testosterone, as well as drop belly fat and stabilize energy. And we do all this without meds. I'm Dr. Adam. I'm a naturopathic doctor who helps men fix their blood sugar, boost testosterone, and reclaim their vitality. And what do all those things have in common? Metabolic health. So let's unpack what cravings have to do with this, and let's try to reverse metabolic dysfunction. Let's break this down. When we talk about cravings, we need to start with one thing: ultra-processed foods. To clarify what I mean, I would consider something like sugar-free beef jerky a processed food, whereas a bagel or a protein bar is ultra-processed. So processed food isn't necessarily the problem, although you don't want to load up on those either. It's the ultra-processed stuff that's ruining our metabolic health. Because these aren't just bad for you, they're scientifically engineered to create dependence. Talking about addiction, it's pretty wild, right? And look, I know it sounds a little dramatic, but have you ever heard of the bliss point? That's this exact combination of sugar, fat, and salt where the pleasure areas of your brain light up like a Christmas tree. And yet it's not quite enough to make you feel full. You're never fully satisfied from these foods. And that means you keep eating and eating and eating them. If you've ever wondered why you are stuffed after dinner but still have room for dessert, that's it. This bliss point term comes straight from food industry labs. They literally test combinations on people to find the perfect level of sweetness that makes you say, just one more bite. But here's the kicker. It's never just one more bite, is it? At least not in my experience. These aren't real foods. They're food-like substances. They hijack your brain's reward system in the same way addictive drugs do. They spike dopamine fast and crash it even faster, leaving you anxious, depleted, and looking for another fix. So when you crave sugar, or say you have a sweet tooth, your brain isn't broken. It's reacting perfectly to a broken system. Okay, now that we've dismantled the myth that fixing cravings is all about discipline, let's talk solutions. To start, the fastest way to cut cravings is to fix your first meal of the day. If you start your day with cereal or toast, or God forbid a bagel, or even fruit alone, you're riding the blood sugar roller coaster. It's up fast, down even faster. And then the cravings hit, classically around 10 a.m. Or if you ate within the last 4 hours and you're already hungry again, that's what's happening. You're on that roller coaster. Instead, start your day with a blood sugar stabilizing breakfast. That means 20 to 40 grams of protein, healthy fats like avocado oil or olive oil, and then some fiber. Think of greens or flaxseed, or my go-to is hemp hearts. As you can imagine, that leaves little calories left for carbs. What this does is it calms your nervous system. It stabilizes dopamine and gives your metabolism the signal that you're safe, you're full, you don't need a quick hit of carbs. And here's a bonus. This type of breakfast also supports your testosterone levels because protein and healthy fats are essential for hormone production. Not to mention, low T leads to low dopamine, and low dopamine leads to more cravings. So when you fuel your body right from the start, everything downstream becomes easier for the day. Next, cravings aren't random. They follow patterns. And in my experience, there's always a cue. So it could be boredom after dinner. It could be stress from work, low energy mid-afternoon. In these situations, you're not just craving sugar, you're craving relief. So here's the fix. Identify your top craving trigger and replace the routine with something soothing but supportive. So a 10-minute walk outside after a meeting, some herbal tea after dinner, a scoop of magnesium or L-theanine, a phone call with a buddy, do something more active like biking, or my go-to is splitting wood when I'm stressed. Because the goal isn't just to sit there and fight the craving, it's to redirect that energy to something else, maybe something more productive. You're rewiring your habit loop as opposed to just relying on discipline. So after you recognize the craving trigger, aim to rewrite this loop for just one day. So even one night, that's all you need to start taking back control. I've noticed that you won't need to give up these foods forever. You just need more time away from these ultra-processed food-like substances just to see their impact and how much control they have over your behaviors. So try this. If you're a dessert guy, instead of ice cream tonight, have plain Greek yogurt with a drizzle of raw honey. So you be in control of how sweet your food is. You retrain your taste buds. This resets the dopamine hit to something natural and calming, not this like hyper spiked response. Do that for one day, or again, just one evening. That's the start of you healing your hunger cues. So here's the full 7-day reset I use with clients who have type 2 diabetes that are struggling with food cravings. So there's some rules here. So no ultra processed foods, no added sugars, and then 3 solid meals a day with 30 to 50 grams of protein, non-starchy vegetables, and healthy fats. No snacking, no grazing. You're not a cow. Last thing, walk for 15 minutes after every meal to flatten that blood sugar curve. And that's the reset. And if you really want proof that this is working, wear a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor. You'll see the differences in your numbers by day 2. And most guys tell me by day 4, the cravings feel like background noise. So they are still there when you see a Krispy Kreme commercial on TV, but the cravings become much more manageable. Again, your body, your brain isn't broken. It just needs a break from the chaos. All right, step 3 to stop sugar cravings once and for all is related to the hero hormone. You didn't think you'd be skipping testosterone, did you? Well, here's what most guys don't realize. Sugar cravings can be a symptom of low T. So hear me out. It's a stretch. Low testosterone means low dopamine and low mood. And that means more impulsivity, less motivation, and more emotional eating. So the fix isn't more willpower, it's optimal hormones. And in my program, every client focuses on resistance training, especially with kettlebells, sleep optimization, the high protein meals I already talked about, strategic fasting, because all of those things are shown to help increase natural testosterone production. And when testosterone rises, cravings fall. I see it all the time. Once you regain your energy and your motivation improves, then the emotional control comes back. You start feeling like you again. As you can imagine, that's a much easier place to stay disciplined. Okay, so let's recap. Sugar cravings aren't a character flaw. They're a biological response to an environment designed to exploit you. But despite what we're up against, you still can win. So eat protein first, replace your craving cues, do a 7-day reset, and then support your hormones. And above all, stop blaming yourself. This isn't about willpower. It's about reclaiming your biology from a broken food system. All right, if you found this helpful, subscribe for more videos on men's metabolic health.